On tonight's episode, we checked out the quirky yet fun independent horror flick, Rubber. And we also checked out the brilliantly cast yet unfortunately shot quirky flick, The Butterfly Room. So stay tuned.
For the horror word with Shane and Perd.
Howdy, folks. Another fine installment of the horror word with Shane and Perd. We are shamelessly plugging Code Red Mountain Dew.
This
week.
episode is brought to you by
the Code Red Mountain Dew.
Most delicious soda on the planet.
It's fantastic. They've just recently started putting it back in 12 packs at grocery stores, so we stocked up and we've been enjoying us some Code Red Mountain Dew tonight. So
I've been fucking mainlining Code Red Mountain.
Oh yeah, like it's going out of style. But this stuff, like, I don't know what's in it, but I mean, keep putting it in it because I'll keep drinking it. So
you know what it is? There's a thing on here called like Red 5.
That's made of bugs.
Yeah, Red
It's
5.
It's ground bugs. Go look it up right now. Red 5, red dye number 5. And anything you eat, drink, touch is made of ground insect shells. So I mean, it's delicious, but it's gross at the same time. So
It also gives certain people more energy than caffeine.
really,
Yeah.
that's why this stuff makes us bounce off the walls. Then it's gonna be a good episode, Tater. So tonight we checked out a couple flicks. The first one we checked out was this movie that has a phenomenal cast. I can't begin to explain how phenomenal the cast is, but it's called The Butterfly Room. This was just one that was recommended to us online.
A bunch of old horror
Greats.
Yeah, greats. There you go. That's
Great
good.
names in horror movies. You got Camilla Keaton, very famous for They Spit on Your Grave. You have Adrienne King from Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
You know, Erica Learson. I don't want to count her as a good horror movie actress because she's awful. But she's
unfortunately, she was the worst thing about the fucking... Yeah.
But she's in Blair Witch 2, so she, sort of a famous actress from that. Barbara Steele, the main actress in the movie, plays this quirky woman named Anne, who has personality problems, personality disorder, something like that. She's just antisocial, I guess.
Oh yeah, she's all kinds of screwy.
Mm-hmm. So she lives as a recluse in her apartment.
Bipolar.
Bipolar?
Yeah.
Bipolar?
Yeah.
OCD or something like that. But lives in this apartment kind of and has an entire room filled with these pinned butterflies. That's her hobby, is pinning butterflies. So she befriends a neighborhood girl and they start to have a friendship together. But the way the movie's shot, it bounces back and forth. It goes to before 30 days and then to modern times, and then before 20 days and then to modern times. So kind of does that Quentin Tarantino shot out of sequence sort of thing, but it just ended up being extremely confusing.
Oh, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. But that wasn't even what my main problem with it was.
No.
It was the non-believable way that people interacted with each other.
Like, people don't...
The super stilted, super just basic dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, hey, how are you?
Hello.
I am good.
I am good. I am moving on now.
I've been doing this. It's like, come on.
It's so boring, and it's stocked full of this amazing cast. Heather Langenkamp plays one of the characters from Friday the 13th. PJ Souls is in there too. She has a cameo, so it's like you've got all these famous
Ray Wise
from Twin Peaks
and RoboCop
from Twin Peaks. He's Laura Palmer's dad in Twin Peaks. If you're a fan,
he does not kick anyone in the nuts.
Not at all.
And get dragged out of a nightclub by his hair.
No, not as good.
That was it. He was good in it though.
He's good.
He was good.
He was good. He had a minimal part. He played this kind of weird maintenance man sort of character, but.
Everyone's part just felt really just.
It's like you had all these amazing characters, you had all these amazing actors, and you couldn't make a good horror movie. You couldn't accomplish a good horror movie. So, as you move on through the film, Barbara Steele's character Anne begins to display kind of crazy problems with her brain, and the new little girl that's with her keeps talking about this little girl she keeps in the room with the butterflies. And it's like, little girl she keeps in the room with the butterflies. So they go into the story. This is where the spoilers come, so we're going to put the spoiler alert up.
Who gives a shit?
Right. We're saving you from the film if you don't. We're getting this one out of the way.
It wasn't very good.
No, it was not good.
the little girl is scamming her, and she's doing it with a bunch of other people. She has this shtick where she's crying at a mall because she wants this doll, and then the unsuspecting adult falls for it. It's like, oh, I'll buy you the doll. And she's like, oh, thank you. I got to pay you back.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get your address, kind of thing. And then she shows up to pay her back, and then she's like, oh, I never get to spend time with my mom, blah, blah. And then
Doll scam.
yeah,
Thing.
yeah.
Just running the
It's
tables
like,
on her.
basically, I will be your pretend daughter if you pay me. Which is really just thin as it is, because who the
That's
fuck is
effed up.
looking for a pretend daughter?
And even then, the woman has her own daughter, and like she talks about a daughter that
Mother.
died and everything like that.
Oh.
No, she has Heather Langenkamp as her daughter.
Right.
And
I meant
she
to-
shows back up and is just like, Mom, you're fucking crazy. She doesn't explain why the mother is insane. They do at one point show her drowning her in her own period juice, which is, as gross as it gets.
Opening of the movie, I was
opening
invested.
of the movie
I was like,
is,
all
is
right,
drowning in period
this is
juice, so it's
interesting.
like, hey, let's get her underway. But
interesting.
no,
There was one scene in the movie that I did like,
what's that?
because it was just so extremely fucked up.
What's that?
The little girl is in the room. She's just discovered the pinned other little girl, the dead girl.
Yep.
And she's like, Mommy, help me, Mommy. And then what does
She hugs
Barbara
the mother.
Steele do? She throws her dead mother
She throws her
into
dead
the room.
mother into the room with her.
And she's like, there's your fucking mommy. And I was like, whoa.
It's just hardcore. That's just hardcore.
That scene was kind of cool. Just,
When all's said and done, we'll give you
Kinda drag.
Heather Langenkamp runs over Barbara Steele, and that's the end of it. So
that's the end.
So,
And
save-
and then there's a slight twist. At the very,
It's the
very end,
stu-
you realize that Heather Langenkamp is basically,
becoming like her mother.
just like her mother. There's this shot where she's like,
Dumb.
abusing a kid, and then she realizes, wait a minute, that's
And
what I used.
I'm like, Mom.
That's what and it's like, oh, okay,
Oh
whatever.
no, I'm doing the same thing. So
Rating
rating,
out of 10.
out of 10,
Out of 10.
3.
I,
I'm giving only giving it 3 because of the cast. Like the cast is
yeah, you know what?
immaculate.
Barbara Steele does a pretty decent job too.
She does a good job.
with what she's
what she
given.
was given, you know what I mean,
does a
in terms of
decent job.
story. But like, whoever made this flick, whoever shot this flick, if you can get all those people to come back and be in a movie, you should make a horror movie out of it rather than making a boring, like weird period drowning movie. So, 3,
3 as well.
3.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. It's below average. 3
So-
for the 3 good cast members.
Right. So, Butterfly Room, not recommended.
On the other hand, we watched Rubber, which I liked, and I don't think you did.
So we had a fan suggestion for the movie Rubber, and neither of us had watched it. And
Surprisingly,
so we
'cause it's been around forever.
I've
I've
seen
almost
bits
watched
of it.
it.
You know what I mean? I've almost watched it a couple times, but we checked it out. We checked it out tonight. You know what I mean? We're willing to give a movie a shot. You know,
Yeah.
The gist of the story of the movie, and like I'm paraphrasing here, is that there's a tire that is kind of a serial killer, I guess. I don't know that it's possessed or whatever. There's no explanation.
There's no explanation to anything.
But the point of the movie is that there's no explanation. Like right from the beginning, they say none of this makes any sense. That's where you've already lost me. You're coming out and telling me we made a movie with the intention of it making no sense. It's like you spent money and time and people's resources.
But even though it
to-
doesn't
to
make
make-
any sense, it was still entertaining.
I mean, entertaining, yeah.
It
I mean,
was.
it was entertaining.
You wanted
know
to
what I
see
mean?
what would happen next. You were invested,
I
even
was-
though there
I
was
was
like
curious.
virtually no story.
But I mean, it breaks like the fourth wall. Like it's like Deadpool, where it breaks like the 16th wall, to where it's like there's people watching, but they interact with the main cast, and then they can affect things that are going on, but at the same time are vulnerable to death in the same universe. I don't understand.
No, I have no idea.
There's just a group of people out in the desert watching with binoculars, supposedly, and they're supposed to be watching the interaction of the tire with everybody else, and I don't know if the tire is some special, like it's like a really limited edition Firestone or some shit like that, like a Firestone.
I was
Bundy.
thinking Alien.
Alien maybe, but why would you pick a tire? I mean, if you come to
That's
Earth,
the point. It's the
just-
most ridiculous.
you'd never
ridiculous
suspect.
thing.
You'd never suspect a tire.
No, I mean that was the point of the movie, saying this is the most ridiculous, fucking nonsensical thing we can think of as a goddamn tire.
Is the tire blowing people's heads up, and like the tire psychically blows people's heads up, and the head
pretty
explosions
good.
are done
pretty
fantastically. The head explosions are done really well. Like, he blows up a bunny rabbit at one point. He blows up a crow. You know what I mean? Breaks bottles and stuff like that.
There's a lot of symbolism in it if you're looking for that. If you're just looking for a good slasher flick, or
I don't even know if I would call it a slasher flick. I think I would call it like kind of a like artsy sort of.
Oh no, I'm saying if you're looking for a good slasher, it's not really a slasher.
No, it's not a slasher flick,
no.
but it's if you're looking at, I don't recommend it. I personally think that
totally recommend
it's one of those ones that you watch and then you'll never watch again. I know there's people that are fans of the movie, but I personally wouldn't watch it again because it's like I'm watching a tire roll for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't watch it again either, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching it the first time.
I mean, the majority of the flick is a tire rolling, like literally endless shots of a tire rolling, and like then it switches and becomes a tricycle, and then it's a tricycle rolling. And if you want to watch a tricycle roll for 15 or 20 minutes and a tire roll for 30 minutes, by all means, you know, every now and again it stops and blows somebody's head up. The French actress, who has no point in the movie at all, there's this French actress who maybe has 2 lines of dialogue in the whole thing. She got a great butt. She shows her derriere at one point. Phew, good stuff.
Really good.
But her point was it really didn't make any sense. Then all of a sudden the spectators are interacting and they actually have a discussion about the scene being completely moot. You know what I mean? And not making any sense at all.
And then they also decide, the people making the movie or whatever in the movie decide to kill off the people watching the movie.
Yeah, they poison all them for some reason.
Don't really. I mean,
they get a phone call from some master. Like, this dude picks up a phone and is like, "Yes, master, of course, master." But they don't ever explain who that is.
They don't explain anything.
The sheriff kind of explains that they're in a movie, I guess. Like, and he's like, "No, this isn't real. Everybody can go home. It's totally fine." And like, he has somebody pull a gun out and shoot him a couple times to show he's squibbed. But then he's like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm totally okay." And it's okay. But then when he realizes the movie's continuing, he's like, "Crap, gotta get back into this," and sits, back down and gets into it. But
like I said, entertaining.
It's like the 15th
really
wall break.
Entertaining. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think I have enough brain power to really grasp everything that they're trying to tell me in that movie. I'd have to listen to the commentary and read some other people's opinions and ideas. But overall, I really liked it.
I thought it was like, I think it was just like one of those questions of if you can sit through it kind of movies. You know what I mean? It's like, can we get people to watch a tire roll for 30 fucking minutes? And apparently yes, because we watched it. So, overall rating for Rubber?
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think it was definitely above average.
Giving it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I liked the performances. I liked the scenery. I thought the gore was good. It had a good soundtrack too.
The gore was good. The gore was good.
Soundtrack.
I can live with the gore. I can give it. I'm gonna go 4. Whereas I didn't. I below average. Below average for me.
All right. Here's the question. Did you like it more than Bone Tomahawk?
Yes.
Comparing everything.
You can pretty much ask me any movie we watch from now on, I'll like more than Bone Tomahawk, because so far that's been the only movie that I genuinely was like angry we watched.
Bone Tomahawk!
I got up after that one and was just I'm just like, why did I waste 2 hours on that? There was 20 minutes of something interesting. Not even 20 minutes, like the last 10 minutes of the movie, it's gruesomely violent and interesting, but like...
I think you need to see it again.
I don't think I need to see it again. It's like... That's a long movie to sit through, and and it's only 2 hours. You know what I mean? It just feels like 4 because it's just so boring. That's gonna do it for this week, folks. Go out, drink some Code Red Mountain Dew.
This episode was brought to you
by Code Red Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew, please send us more Code Red Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, yes.
Please send just more. Thank you. We appreciate it. Next week we're gonna be checking out Freaks of Nature.
Yeah.
We're coming up soon. Coming up in LA, the Days of the Dead convention. We're going to be checking out that. That's coming up April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Wearing my Miyagi shirt tonight because I'm going to actually get to meet Billy Zabka and Martin Kove from Karate Kid. So stoked. So that's going to wrap us up for this week. This has been another amazing edition of The Horror Word with Shannon Bird.